Do you want to learn to code as fast as possible? Well, yeah, you do. What do you want to learn to code slow? Let's go through this together. Hey, welcome to another video. I'm Peter, and if it's your first time here and you want to learn to code and you want to stay motivated to reach that goal and change your life, then start now by subscribing and click the little bell icon so you don't miss anything. Okay, let's just jump right into it. What is the fastest way that you're going to learn to code? Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going through it right now, and I have figured out that coding's really not about coding per se. Coding is learning a foreign language. It is learning a foreign language. It's not like learning a foreign language. It is learning a foreign language. And I have had to learn a foreign language in my life, and I know a little something about it, and here's the fastest way that you can cram it into your brain. There's a special technique that is called immersion. You have to immerse yourself in this foreign language. Why do I say that coding is a foreign language? Well, it is actually a foreign language. What you are trying to do is communicate to the computer what you want it to do by learning how to speak its language. And it's this bizarre kind of weird language, but the thing is that it is achievable. You do not have to be super brilliant. You do not have to have like a super A+ in all of your mathematics courses in high school to be able to do this. If you just have a desire to want to learn it, you can learn how to code. Immersion just means I am just going to dive into it completely. I'm going to dive into it. I'll tell you what, I had the awesome experience of learning the Polish language. I lived over there for 10 years. If you want to hear some very funny, interesting stories about that, I'm going to leave a card right here for you to watch if you want to go and check out some of that. But for right now, I just want you to understand I have learned a foreign language from complete scratch, knowing nothing. And the way to do it is just dive in and have your entire world revolving around this language so that your brain is starting to absorb the patterns of that language. Even if you don't understand it, you don't even know how awesome your brain is. It's just like everything you see, everything you do, all of your thoughts are just focused on this one thing, and when you surround yourself by it, that is the way to get it done fastest. Now, this is a concept that you're going to hear me talk about over and over on this channel because it's important to understand what you're learning. It's not like you are just learning some computer thing that life try to show you on movies. This is really just about wrapping your mind around that I've got to learn a foreign language like Spanish or Japanese or whatever other language there is out there. It's a matter of just going, okay, there's this thing called syntax, which is just a matter of communicating with that computer in a way that it likes, in a way that it can understand, and you can do it. You can do it. I can do it. You do not have to be some super brilliant person to be able to code with computers. You can do it if you just have the desire. And obviously you do have the desire if you're watching these videos. So what does it mean to really immerse yourself in something? Well, let's bring up the dictionary version of it and see what it says. Immerse, a verb. Definition 1, dip or submerge in a liquid. Immerse the paper in water for 20 minutes. The synonyms are submerge, to dip, dunk, duck, sink, plunge. That is what I'm talking about doing. You've got to plunge yourself in here. You have got to sink yourself into this language. Definition number 2, involve oneself deeply in a particular activity or interest. Well, this is a particular activity or interest that we need to immerse ourselves in. She immersed herself in her work. Well, dude, that's what you got to do, is immerse yourself in this language, in this coding language. She immersed herself in her work. Synonyms: absorb in, engross in, occupy by or with, engage in, involve in or with, bury in, swamp with. Swamp with coding. Am I right? Swamp with coding. And so what are some of the ways that you can do this? Well, I'll tell you what, I have already kind of designed a plan that if you just follow, dude, you will get there fast. What you got to do is, in your car, have something that you can listen to, like a podcast or a YouTube like live stream where you don't really have to watch it. Just be listening to it all the time. When you hear these words over and over, when you hear these concepts about coding over and over, your brain is absorbing it. Even if, again, if you have no idea what the heck they're talking about, you're still hearing those words over and over. You're hearing things like array, a variable. You're hearing things like a for loop. You know, it depends on where you are in your path, but you're going to be picking up like key little words that you're going to hear over and over. And it's a great way to be able to kind of filter what is important, because you know that if you hear those same things over and over again, then that must be like, it's the red flag. Hey, that's got to be something important that I got to pick up on. Whenever you possibly can, sit your butt down in front of a computer and do some coding. Be learning some coding. Be watching the YouTube videos. Be watching any type of course that you've got. I'm going to, of course, be telling you some of the courses that I'm going through here on this channel, but anytime that you can, get your butt in front of a computer. Be learning coding all the time. I go as far as, and I suggest that you go as far as, having apps on your smartphone so that when you are like at the Costco checkout line and it's a long line, you can go through. I've got this one little thing called Solo Learn, and I just sit there. It's got little quizzes about HTML, about CSS, about JavaScript. It's all free. I'm going to be doing a whole video actually just on that one app because it's awesome. But it's like, just honestly, anytime that you have a free moment, know that you have to do like this. Get there as fast as possible. Why? Because that's the way not to quit. You want to, more than anything, not quit. And the faster you can get it done, the smaller your chances of quitting are, dude. Don't quit. Instead of watching TV, man, you can have your YouTube channel up there on the big screen and you can be watching tutorials. You can be listening to other YouTube channels who are just talking about the industry in general. You know, it doesn't always have to be just coding, but it can also be about, what did somebody learn at a meetup? What did somebody, do at work that made them progress a little faster than they thought they normally would? It's just little things like this, little tidbits of information where you are immersing yourself in coding to the point where that's all that you've got in your mind. I'll tell you what, I am on target for getting all of it done within 6 months, certainly, and probably within about 4 or 5 months. There's some, kind of unforeseeable things that are going to be going on as far as building projects and that type of thing goes. But you can get this done, dude. You can get it done and just feel, hey man, this is my full-time job right now, is to get this dang information into my brain. When I'm out on the walks with the dogs, dude, I've always got the earbuds in and I'm listening to either an audio book about coding or maybe it's like a podcast about coding. Dude, there's all kinds of things. I'm actually listening to a video tutorial that I'm going through while I'm on a walk, and you'd be surprised how much you can learn by not even seeing the visual part of the video, but just listening to it, listening to them talk about what they're doing. You can kind of picture it in your mind. It actually reinforces things so awesomely that you'd be surprised how fast that works. And here's the thing. Why do you have to go hard? Well, what is the goal? The goal is to get this in your brain to where you can get hired. That is one of the main purposes of this YouTube channel of mine, is to show you step by step what you got to do to eventually get hired. And the sooner you can cram this stuff into your brain, it's like ripping the Band-Aid off, dude. You'll hear me talk about that over and over again. It's like getting that dang Band-Aid off. Get through it fast. Of course, you'll always have to be learning new things, but you just want to get this first bulk of it crammed in as fast as you can. Be constantly working on it. Be constantly thinking about it. Dude, be dreaming about it. You know that things are going good as soon as you start dreaming about coding. It's going awesome. So repeat after me. I will immerse myself in coding. I will immerse myself in coding. I will immerse myself in coding, and I will be able to get that awesome job. I also wanted to ask you, what are some of the methods that you use to learn coding? Because, dude, I'm not, an island here. I also want to just hear what maybe you got some awesome tricks that you use that I haven't even thought of yet. Please leave them in the comments. I just want to hear from you. Other people want to hear from you. That's always what we're talking about in this channel, is just creating an awesome community. Community. And I try to mention this at the last of every video. Leave a like and leave a comment of some sort, not for me, but for some other coder, some aspiring coder who is just dying to hear this information, man. If you do that, it makes the YouTube algorithm spread out the joy, spread out the love, man. That's what we're talking about. Spread the community. Leave a like, leave a comment. We'll see you in the next video, dude. Later, Gator.